Hey everybody, welcome back. By the way, did move into my office for this portion so that I could be sitting at a desk. Again, because when you're asking questions, you're sitting down. You're not in a forward or aggressive posture. You're in a more defensive, or not defensive, a more open and relaxed posture. Okay, so that the client will be relaxed. So go ahead, take a deep breath. And let's all relax together. So, two sets of questions. Stateside, we got the full sheet. LSAL, we got it condensed. Okay? Reason for this, guys, is for the new guys, stateside, you start with the condensed as well. Reason for this is less is more. Master the first piece, and you can move to the second. All right, but it's only after mastery that you want to move on to something additional. So go ahead and have your condensed lead sheet out in front of you so that you have something to review, and let's see what's on the page. So we're going to, you'll notice at the header, you have rep name, state, time zone, date, time of call, all that stuff. That's in your wrap up. Okay, you're not asking this guy this information at this point. The first name, last name, company name, you should have it on your screen, so don't ask him. On the email fax, if on the state side, we just got that. In El Salvador, we're verifying it, right? So you want to make sure that it is 100% correct, but we're not really going over that information. Now, how long have you been in business? In my personal opinion, this is a intro question if we have never spoken to the person before and we're not putting ourselves out there as if we have. It just wouldn't make sense. We would have gotten that information last time. So you're going to that number one, right? How much working capital does the business need at this time? How much working capital does the business need at this time? Now, that is a very specifically drafted question. Working capital, guys, is available funds in the business. That's what that means. It's cash that we can use for operations, growth, whatever. Okay, but it's specific to businesses. It's not how much money do you need. Okay, it's a higher level question with a higher level vocabulary that's establishing you as a professional, someone that knows what they're talking about. So it's not dollars, ducats, money, greenbacks. It's working capital. All right. We ask, does your business need? Because that allows people to compartmentalize and differentiate their needs from their business's needs. All right. If you ask a person how much money do you need, it may offend him. But if you ask him how much fun or how much working capital could the business use at this time, he goes, oh, my business, yeah, we could use 50 grand. He doesn't need money. His business does. Psychological separation. Okay. Use the words on the page. Now, at this time is the end of the question, because if he doesn't need money now, he is not a lead. We cannot convert him or monetize him because he doesn't need it now. Okay, and therefore it does not qualify. So unless he says, I need it within 30 days or less, it's not something that we're moving forward on, at least not with a merchant cash advance, at least not in the near term, and we don't want to see it here. Okay. Lastly, the word need. For a merchant cash advance, it is a short-term, quick product that low documentation, low underwriting is required, and in exchange for the low documentation, the low underwriting, the quick turnaround time, we charge significantly higher rates comparative to loans, which take 30, 60, 90 days to underwrite. Okay. It's also an unsecured product generally, meaning We're not taking his equipment if he doesn't pay. It's not a loan to own type of deal like a lot of hard money lenders are. So if he is unable to fulfill his obligation, he's not going to lose everything. Okay. He's going to get it. They're going to adjust the payment. He may get a judgment put against the business, but ultimately it's not the end of the world. Okay. This product is good for a patch. It's good for a bridge between products. All right. And it's good for immediate needs. Listen to that word, needs. Okay. Things that he wants are not needs. We'll work that down in just a little bit. Now, how is the amount going to benefit the business? Now, in a perfect world, he'd say, when you said how much working capital is your business need at this time, he gives you a dollar amount. The dollar amount should be above $15,000 if you're transferring it into an MCA ring group and not a micro advanced ring group. Okay. So we're going to take that number above 15,000, let's say $100,000. That's what you guys should be searching for. 60 to 100 being the sweet spot. So he says you need $100,000. Okay, so how is that $100,000 going to benefit your business? Again, specifically crafted. Let's talk about it. Benefit. That's the usage, guys. So if he goes, what do you mean benefit in business? You go back and you say, what are you going to use it for? How are you going to put it to work? And did you notice how I went silent? When you ask a question, pause and listen. The best thing that you can do in a sales process is listen when the question is over. So how is the $100,000 going to benefit the business? If he doesn't understand, what are you going to use it for? So this here is the meat. Okay, this is where the money is made, the benefit. All right. People buy on emotion, but they justify with logic. So if he really wants it, that's an emotional tie. Okay, and we can justify it by just $1 in his margins, then we have a sale or a potential sale rather. The more we increase that logical justification, the better the margins increase between the debt service and what he's making, the better chance we have of closing. Okay, so if he's saying, conversely, if it doesn't make sense financially, okay, and we can't justify it logically, there's a much lower chance of him taking and moving forward, especially if there's no opportunity in sight for refinance, or unless it really is a need in a defensive posture. So I guess this would be a good opportunity to talk about defensive versus offensive uses. A defensive usage is just what it sounds like. It's trying to save the business. Okay. These clients are trying to make payroll on Friday. They got to clear a tax lien or catch up on, this is tax time right now. They have to pay their taxes for the last year. Okay. They have to pay payroll taxes last year. They got to pay a lien or a judgment that's coming down the pipe. Something, or pay a settlement, something that's going to interrupt business that has to be addressed. Another example of this is paying down vendor debt. Guys, if you don't pay your vendors, you can't produce product. So if your vendor's maxed out and cut you off and you can't go to the bank for a loan, that may be your guy. Okay. Conversely, on the other side, offensive uses are things that are going to grow and expand the business. Right? These are the best clients, because if they can take and use the money and turn a profit with the money we provide, then they're going to come back for more, and they're going to do it again, and they're going to do it again, and they're going to do it again. And we and they are going to be very successful together. Okay, so what are those offensive uses? Marketing, salespeople, expansion of warehouse space, restoration or renovation of the diner space or of the restaurant, purchasing inventory in bulk, purchasing a container at a discount, buying a new route or territory, buying a new truck, okay, or better yet, putting the deposit on a lease, okay, buying a new property, or just changing locations, adding a new location, things that are going to increase the revenue of the business substantially, which has to be done because they have to cover they have to justify the cost of capital, okay? So now one little addition here. You will have people say working capital. That is it's a catch-all. It's a buzzword, okay? You can't describe to me what working capital is unless you can take the words that they give you and paint a picture with it, that the picture you paint is both your understanding and their understanding of that word, then you do not have the answer to this question. Okay, so let me give you an example. How is the $100,000 going to benefit the business? Says Jack. Mike says, oh, I'm going to do some marketing. Paint me a picture of marketing. I'll wait.
Online marketing.
Online marketing could be an example. Digital marketing could be an example. Facebook and Google marketing, hat tip to Ernesto. A phone room or cold call marketing, telemarketing, hat tip to all of Virtual Wolves. Okay, those are specific descriptive words that help us paint that picture of what he's using the funds for. Okay, now let's say a truck. Describe a truck to me. It could be a pickup truck, it could be a van, it could be an 18-wheeler. So did you really get the answer to the question? No. The answer to the question would be a red Mack truck, 2018, with a Holly Dooley 4-barrel or whatever it is. Okay? Specifics. A reefer truck. Okay? Which is a truck that is refrigerated, for you, those of you that don't know. All right, so again, go back in, get a little bit more detail here. All right? The more detail you get, the better off you, we, everyone is. All right, so I'm going to pause for a second here before we continue on, solely because of how important this is. Managers, work with your people, have them go back in and give them a buzzword and have them come back and ask you some deeper questions. I look forward to the great results.